So we're going to start out with a reel that I didn't see coming and that also has some very big shoes to fill, and that's the new Scorpion DC. Now in the back of my mind, I knew a new Scorpion DC was coming at some point, just not this year, and I also was subconsciously hoping they would come out with an all new body instead of using the current CURADO K frame, and it looks like I was wrong on both counts. Okay, so let's start off with the looks. Now the current Scorpion DC is one of my favorite reels of all time, and I really love its menacing deep black shiny paint job with a few red accents. Now with this new Scorpion, they went back to a very similar color scheme of the original model with its two-tone silver and dark gray color with red accents. And so far from the pics and videos I've seen, I prefer the shiny black version. Now of course in hand this reel could look a lot better. Now I've stated several times that Shimano makes better reels for their home market, and this new Scorpion DC just reinforces that point. Now to the average angler looking at this reel, they might think it's just a rebadged CURADO DC with slightly different color, but if you do your research and look at the information, then you will see that it's got a higher specification than the CURADO DC. Now there are really only two major differences between this new Scorpion DC and the CURADO DC, but they are pretty significant. Now the first difference is that the Scorpion DC will feature a lighter MGL spool. Now how much lighter, we really won't know until I get one and weigh it, but that should improve the casting distance as well as light lure capabilities, as the CURADO DC spool is very heavy. In fact, I think it's one of the heaviest spools I've ever weighed. Now as you can see, they didn't choose to narrow the spool channel to reduce the line capacity like they did with the SLX DC70 or the previous Scorpion DC. Now the second difference is huge, and that's because the Scorpion DC will feature the IDC5 braking system just like the old one, and it seems to be that same one that also is in the top of the line CONQUEST DC. So that means you have 3 line settings to choose from internally, then 5 settings to fine tune externally, and instead of having an automatic mode, Shimano gave this IDC5 system a wind mode. Now is this just Shimano renaming the settings to give the impression that it's a new braking system? Perhaps, but I can tell you this, the automatic mode in the current IDC5 is not a short casting setting like a wind mode probably is. But since I do plan on getting one, we are going to find out. Now speaking of getting one, it looks like the release dates are going to be April for the right hand models and May for the left hand models. And the good news is that the price will stay the same as the old one at 37,500 yen. So the street price should be between $250 and $280 depending on the exchange rate at the time and the shop that you get it from. Now when I first saw the video on this reel, my first impression that it was just a rebadged CURADO DC, and I really didn't want one. Now that I've studied it and seen the MGL spool and the new IDC5 brakes, I do plan on ordering one when they come out. So let me know in the comments what you think of this new Scorpion DC versus the old one.